Derek Gorman reporting for the Pierce Media Group here in Denver, Colorado for the Democratic National Convention. I'm here with Senator Burling. Senator, how are you? How are you enjoying the weather?
I'm enjoying the weather. I'm enjoying the politics.
A little better than the winter in New Hampshire.
Absolutely.
So
or the rain in the summer.
Oh,
New Hampshire, yeah.
So I just heard you're starting a new job tomorrow.
I start my term as the DNC committee man from New Hampshire. I will join Raymond Buckley, Martha Fuller Clark, and Kathy Sullivan as the four of us who represent New Hampshire at the DNC.
Now tell me, the DNC occurs every 4 years, so you'll be working for the next 4 years on the next DNC. What exactly is the process? What does it take to put on such a huge event that we've seen for the past 4 days?
Well, I guarantee you I'm novice to that. The two things I can say is someone who has been an observant participant. The logistics and planning of putting on a convention this expert are of just the highest possible order. I've been so impressed by the way first Denver has greeted us, the way the transportation systems of Denver have moved us around. Back in New Hampshire, I'm also the chair of the Rail Transit Authority, so I've been going out on these light rail tracks and riding to my heart's content. You know, it is an immensely complicated thing to get 22,000 people into a space, make sure they're comfortable, make sure they're safe, and then regulate and manage the flow of speaking and moving and dancing and music so that they can really participate fully in the development of ideas and the development of a platform. I'm just dazzled at how that's been managed here.
And it sure does. This convention has looked really good, and it's been looked really professionally put together. So.
And one thing that's, it's been so good, what has stunned some of us is the way in which we see things happen here, and yet the national media, the political media, present a completely different picture, at least until today, of what's going on. The first 2.5 days of the convention, we could sit there in a room with 22,000 people and see unity coming together. We could see unity developing, and we could see the kind of thing that resulted in the unanimous vote for New Hampshire for Barack Obama. And then you turn on the TV and you'd watch Fox News spreading this story of dissent and disunion and anger, and all of us were saying, how can they be sitting in the same room and reporting that way on something that developed so differently? I've been in political life for a long time now, and I cannot remember being part of a political enterprise in which I felt so completely part of a whole. That unity is directly focused on Barack Obama and Joe Biden at this point, and their wonderful families. One can only assume that at some level there's a different kind of politics, and maybe it's economics shaping the way the news report on what's going on here.
So now, let's go back a little bit and talk a little bit about the past and the future.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of talk in this election in particular about the first in the nation primary in New Hampshire.
Right.
Where do you see it? What do you see happening with that in 4 years when it comes up again?
I believe it is crystal clear that Iowa and New Hampshire will retain their position as first in the nation. What's the proper word? The analogy in my mind is Iowa and New Hampshire have served so well as kind of spring training for the major league teams. We don't rule people out. We don't rule people in. What we do is give people whatever their economic capacity and political structures, we give them the chance to voice their ideas, generate enthusiasm, and see what they can do. And what I'm feeling right now is complete commitment to that model. Will something happen within the Democratic Party to either standardize the way caucuses are run or to work on the later schedule of primaries? I don't know, but I can't see how anybody can complain that a state was left out in this selection process. This ran right down to the first week of June. How can anybody complain about lack of participation?
Now, something interesting happened last night, a little untraditional. Barack Obama came out after Joe Biden's speech. What did you think of that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still kind of on the endorphin high of watching it all. You know, here's Joe Biden who gives the speech of his life. His story is laid before the nation in a way that some of us have heard before, but it's always so moving. And at the end of it, Obama steps out. I thought that entire convention center would simply lift off the ground and go into orbital flight. I mean, we were so enthused and so happy about what was going on. It really could not have been better. And I think it continues what is rapidly becoming clear to all of us, that Barack Obama is prepared to change the model and do something different. And what could be better than that?
Last question. Tuesday night we saw Hillary Clinton. Wednesday we saw Bill Clinton. They both were very unified speeches. Which one do you think actually delivered the message better?
You don't think I'm going to put Hillary against Bill. The two of them established once again their position as perhaps the preeminent statespersons in the Democratic Party. Hillary's speech was magnificent. It was magnificent not only for the final result, which was a demonstration of statesmanship that I thought incredible in its power and emotional content, but as the New York Times says this morning in its editorial, Bill Clinton demonstrated once again what a president can be when he is free to talk about and determined to talk about real issues and the real situation our country faces. They were two magnificent speeches. They were different perspectives focused on the same final result, and that is the election of Barack Obama.
Well, one more question then.
Okay.
What did you think of the yield to New York and Hillary Clinton, the acclamation? What was the feeling inside the convention hall?
I think political history books will note that at that moment in this convention, the Clintons decided to do something that was essential to the needs of their party, essential to the long-term interests of their country, and they did it in a way with elegance and expertise that really makes it worthy of the history books. And more importantly, I think it reasserted their claim to just their status as the leading political family in the United States of America. You know, I won't say negative things about the Bushes, but you look at the absolute chaos and shambles that the Bush family leaves the Republican Party in, and you think about the skill, expertise, and generosity of the Clinton family last night. I find it dazzling as a politician, and I'm so proud. I'm just so proud. It was impossible not to sit last night with tears in one's eye at the elegance of what they were doing.
Senator, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.